The town of Willow Creek wasn't the kind of place that made national headlines. A sleepy Midwestern community, it thrived on church picnics, Friday night football games, and the sense that everyone knew everyone else. But everyone also knew Marcus Hale. At just 17, Marcus already had a reputation. Reckless, violent, and unpredictable. He'd been suspended multiple times for fighting, accused of stealing from neighbors, and even linked to a string of late-night fires that no one could ever prove. Parents warned their kids to stay away. Yet Marcus had a strange magnetism. He could be charming one moment, terrifying the next. So when Marcus disappeared one October night, the town didn't know how to feel. Relief, fear, or something darker. It started with his mother. She told police Marcus had stormed out of the house after an argument, muttering something about settling scores. He never came home. At first, no one panicked. Marcus had gone missing before, sleeping at friends' houses, drifting around town. But by the second day, whispers began. Someone claimed they saw Marcus walking toward the old mill on the edge of town. Another said they heard shouting near the woods just after midnight. And then there was the bloody sweatshirt found by the creek. Marcus's size, Marcus's brand. What looked like a runaway case now seemed like something much worse. Detectives dug in. They interviewed classmates who described Marcus as a bully who enjoyed making others squirm. Teachers painted a picture of wasted potential, intelligent, but restless, quick to anger. But the deeper they went, the darker it became. A girl confessed Marcus had stalked her for weeks, leaving threatening notes in her locker. A former friend admitted Marcus once bragged about knowing how to make someone disappear. Police found a stash under his bed. Knives, stolen jewelry, and a notebook filled with violent scribbles. Everyone began to wonder if Marcus's disappearance was less about a victim and more about karma catching up to him. Search teams combed the woods and found what they feared. A clearing with signs of a struggle. Blood spattered on a tree trunk. A shattered cell phone. Boot prints leading toward the quarry. But there was no body. Then a breakthrough. A gas station camera caught Marcus that night, arguing with someone. The footage was grainy, but police identified the figure. Ethan Ward, a quiet classmate, one of the few who had ever stood up to Marcus. Ethan swore he hadn't seen Marcus in months, but the camera didn't lie. Detectives pressed Ethan harder. First, he stuck to his story. Then cracks appeared. Under pressure, Ethan broke down. He admitted Marcus had lured him to the woods that night. Marcus wanted to teach him a lesson for embarrassing him in school weeks earlier. But when Marcus attacked, Ethan fought back, harder than he expected. The blood at the scene, Marcus's. The violence, self-defense. Ethan swore Marcus ran into the trees wounded, and he hadn't seen him since. But the investigation revealed a more chilling layer. Ethan hadn't been entirely truthful. Police uncovered text messages between him and other classmates. Kids Marcus had tormented for years. Messages that hinted at planning, at fear, at desperation. Ethan wasn't the only one in those woods. Weeks stretched into months. Marcus's body was never found. Some believed he died out there, lost in the wilderness. Others whispered he faked his disappearance to start over. But the town changed. Parents who once feared Marcus now feared the silence of their own children. Children who had lived under his shadow, who might have taken justice into their own hands. And Ethan? He carried the weight of it all. He was never charged with murder. Too much doubt, too little evidence, but his life was ruined by the truth only he knew. Because the twist was this: Marcus had been dangerous, yes. But in the end, it wasn't his crimes that destroyed him. It was the community's quiet decision that they had had enough. Years later, when the leaves turn and the woods grow quiet, people in Willow Creek still talk about the night Marcus vanished. Some say his ghost wanders the quarry, furious, searching for revenge. Others say the real ghost is the guilt carried by the ones who were there that night, the kids who finally stood up to their monster. And the scariest part? No one truly knows which version is real.